a 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! You're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
93.7 The Ticket veteran and lover of bread, Jake Bockelman.
What? I like bread.
Coming at you live from the Coppels Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Strick and Bob.
Hold up. Happy Thursday, Thirsty Thursday to everybody out there. This is On the Block. I'm Jake Balkovin, and we nervously await the arrival of Eric Strickland as he is getting some wheels today. So sometimes those deals take longer than he wanted to. So I think he's planning on. He might even miss Thirsty Thursday. I think you might be in here for that because I think he's might not arrive till.
You don't have to ask me twice to drink, Buck. That's all I'll say.
All right, as long as
Thursday, count me in.
As long as we don't see you taking the wine bottle home with you, or taking chugs
No
off in the
promises.
production studio
Yeah.
a little bit more.
No promises. I look, when Strick gets here, who knows what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. But we're pretty excited for Strick to get a new car. That's always it's always a fun day, and he'll probably go out and test drive it. You have a thing that you do every time you get a newer car? Obviously, you kind of test it out before you buy it.
I can't because the car that I have now was a hand-me-down from my parents, and I don't have the kind of money to buy a new car. So
you didn't go test it out though. You're like, oh man,
I was just like, if you're giving me a car, I still had to make the car payments.
Okay.
But they put the down payment on for it. And then I make the monthly payments. I just paid it off recently, actually.
Nice. That's a good day.
It is a great day. But yeah, no, I usually just get a hand-me-down for my parents. Because you gotta remember, I'm still 23. So a lot of these things, I started figuring out the whole rent paying thing here about a year ago too. So
That's not too fun.
that kind of dampened the mood a little bit. The electric bill, gas bill, the rent, the car payment.
You do cable bill, or you got some extra money for that?
No, I don't have cable. I usually just mooch off my friends on Netflix, which, by the way, their stock is tanking.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to get rid of the password sharing. So I guess I'm just going to stare at the wall.
Is that why the stock is tanking?
I don't know. Well, they stopped. They took Netflix away from Russia, I'm pretty sure. So a lot of people they lost subscribers from that. And then they just didn't have as many subscribers as they normally do. So they said password sharing was a lot of it. It's like, you can do that. That might be a dangerous game because a lot of people, I think, only have Netflix out of convenience.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for Netflix, but if my parents want to give me the password, I'll take it.
Is it still $8 a month?
No, it's
No.
got.
It's probably a little more.
Here, how about we ask?
Maybe
this?
that's why it's probably stock is tanked. They probably raised the prices.
All right, let's do a guess. If I had to guess, $15.99. Look it up. I want to know how much a Netflix subscription is. Because again, I just
I'm going with
mooched off my
$11.99.
parents. $11. I'm going to say $15.99. Because they have a lot of the original content now, so that's what a lot of it is kind of based off of. $15.99. What is it?
I'm just reading more about the stocks. I guess.
I told you.
That's taking over the news.
So no, I don't have cable. But no, I just watch Netflix.
Yeah, it's up to $9. Okay, it's now up to $9.99. This was as of May of 2022. So.
$9.99. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
It's pretty
maybe,
good, yeah.
Maybe I will buy it. Actually, I'm not going to buy Netflix.
Yeah, but that's
Uh,
basic. Standard is $15.49 and premium is $19.99. So what does basic Netflix get you as opposed?
What
to
does
standard?
premium get you? It's not because
Basic is okay. So that's 480p. So I don't think you get 8. I don't know how that works.
Is that the
I don't think you
quality?
go- yeah.
So how
the
much?
quality.
How much is it? How much does it cost?
$9.99
You're confusing
for up
people.
to 480p, $15.49 for up to 1080p, which I think, like they say, is standard. So probably about $15, unless you want to watch standard TV, which I don't know.
I don't even know the difference. Look, that is the funniest thing when HD first came out. I remember my dad got this big new TV. It's like, it's HD. Like, they say that you can see the snow when you're watching NFL games. I'm like, Dad, I can already see the snow when I'm watching NFL games. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Look,
Those old
and
HD videos when they first came out, though, was cool. Like, you'd see a fox like walk across the forest.
It
Like
all looked the
waterfalls.
same to me. And when you go on
flowers
Amazon,
blooming.
I think it's Amazon Prime, you can choose HD or standard definition.
Yeah.
I'm cheap. I get the standard definition every
There you
time.
go.
It looks exactly the same to me. Bipolar says they're going to start adding ads to Netflix now. Look, I don't think that's a good solution.
Yeah, that's a bad deal.
I don't think that's a good idea. Gary said they literally encourage you to upgrade your membership for more screen shares. I pay $20 and it's asinine. We'll be canceling soon. That's the kind of energy we like, Gary. That's what we're talking about. Eric said, I think you're right, $15.99. It sounded like one of the options of $15.99.
Yeah. You know, when I was, I'm actually old enough to remember when I started with Netflix, what I would do is I'd pick out a movie and I would let them know, and then 3 days later they'd send it in the
ship
mail.
it to you. I remember that too.
That was awesome.
No, that wasn't awesome, Bob. That ran Blockbuster.
Yeah, that killed
Blockbuster.
And Hollywood Video. All right.
Oh, Blockbuster. And somehow Redbox is still around. Not sure how that
what
works.
is that?
I don't. Who, again, text us, 402-464-5685. I genuinely want to know if you've ever used a Redbox.
Not ever.
I don't
recently.
know if within the last 2 years, have you used a Redbox?
Yeah.
I forgot that they existed, and I went in Walmart the other day, and there was a Redbox.
Yeah.
Looked at the movies. I got no desire to rent a movie from Redbox. I'll say that. But Blockbuster, I still stand by it. I'm probably Nick's in the other studio. I bet you he probably never even went to a Blockbuster.
Yeah, that's sad.
And
You are the last.
I was
probably
one of the
generation
last.
to do
I
it,
remember.
yeah.
I think it was when I was 8 years old was when they started dying off. And it was awesome. I loved Blockbuster. Just going around looking at the movies,
Yeah.
convince your mom to get you some popcorn or some candy. Blockbuster was awesome.
I always say I always went in there and picked the same VHS back in my day. I picked Mortal Kombat every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
That's why, you know what, Netflix, if Netflix goes out of business, bring back Blockbuster.
Hey,
this is Blockbuster's time.
Rico says he uses Redbox a lot. I have an admission. I did use Redbox recently, but it was almost nostalgic. It was because there are still Redboxes, and then I got one, and my friend asked me, "Is like, you have a DVD player or what?
Exactly.
Like, what do you play it on?"
What do you play it on a PlayStation?
Yeah, PlayStation.
That's
4.
what I played on a PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I hate using. This is probably just me. I hate using a gaming controller to watch video. It feels wrong.
Really?
It just feels wrong. I just feel dirty. I hate it.
You'd rather use
I'd use an actual remote. If I'm watching
an old
a movie,
DVD player remote.
Yep. If I'm watching a DVD, I want a remote that you have to smack on your hand a couple times because it doesn't work. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want to use a gaming controller. It just feels weird. I hate it. Not Chicken Eric says Netflix cost me $21 last month. I believe I got hit with the charge for sharing a password. That'd be interesting. Maybe I'll have to ask my parents if they've been doing that. Been at least 8 years since I used Redbox. Honestly, Redbox being around 8 years ago, you could have told me that it's been around for 4 years, and I'd say, okay, sure, I believe you.
Yeah. Dude, when Redbox came out, it actually was awesome. It was like a mini Blockbuster, but everything was $1.
But the thing about Redbox, this is terrible. This is not me that did that. I'll preface with saying that.
Right.
My buddy, he would get the DVDs,
Yes.
and then he'd take, because it's a newer movie,
Mhm.
and then he'd take an old DVD, and this is before I think they used the scanner or whatever it was. He'd put the old DVD of a crummy movie
Yeah.
into the case and then send it back.
You just keep his movie.
And then he'd just keep the new
Oh,
movie.
wow,
It
yeah.
was terrible. Don't do that.
How
Don't
dare
try
you do that to beloved Redbox?
you can't do that anymore. Now
Right,
they have
yeah.
the sensors and the scan. But when it first came out, you were able to do that. You obviously can't do it anymore. The last Blockbuster just closed. No! No! Eric says the last Blockbuster just closed in Bend, Oregon.
Oh, man. That is rough. I do feel like Probate says, what if Blockbuster started its own streaming company? I think there would be something to it. Like, I don't know what you have to do. If Blockbuster did officially close, somebody else needs to buy it and make something of it because so many of it love it just for nostalgic purposes.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you stream Blockbuster, it was just like Netflix or any of this other stuff. I mean, they'd have to, it's tough to compete with them. They're making movies with millions of dollars and stuff, but somebody should do it. Elon Musk, instead of trying to buy Twitter, recreate Blockbuster for everybody.
Blockbuster. Do us all a favor and bring back. Might as well bring it back Circuit City while you're at it. Circuit City is where I bought my first Guitar Hero game. Circuit City was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure, and I might be very wrong, so I'm looking it up right now. Blockbuster had the chance to buy Netflix. Like Netflix came to them and said, you can buy our company, and they said no.
Yeah.
Whoever's doing that is kicking himself right now. Blockbuster buying Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that on a documentary, I believe.
Great radio. I'm sorry. Yep. Blockbuster CEO passed up chance to buy Netflix for $50 million.
Yeah, well,
I mean, think about it though. At the time, it made no sense for someone to ship you a movie, wait 3-4 days for it to come, when you can just walk over to Blockbuster and just get it immediately. Then the streaming came out and it became, because I remember the OG Netflix commercials, they never marketed their streaming. It was always, you can just place an order on your computer and they'll ship it to you
in 3 days.
What a terrible idea that was. Like, I don't even think they offer that anymore.
I would doubt it.
That was
why would you?
You got to be losing money on that somehow.
Yeah,
that made no sense even to be.
But you could order more than one. I think they had a limit to it. But I remember like going out to my mailbox and getting like 3 DVDs and be like, yes.
And then you had to ship them back before they gave you the ones.
This new Netflix thing is cool.
This is awesome. And I remember too. I was too young to process stocks, but I still remember this. Netflix was like $50-$60 a share. And I remember, I don't know, I think it was the same time period that I bought the LeBron James rookie card, which I'm still
good purchase.
And it was a 9. It was graded a 9. It was a LeBron James rookie card. I bought it for $45. And my dad, I think I was like 11 or 12 years old. My dad says the stupidest purchase I ever made. He said, use your money on something else. Well, joke's on you, Dad. That's worth like $1,500 right now.
Nice.
But it was the same time period. I was like, I don't understand stocks. I don't know what this means, but Netflix is like $50-$60 a share. I think you should buy this. And my dad was like, follow the market, blah, 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 the ETFs and the mutual funds. But Dad, I'm telling you, like, I got a feeling. And I'm like 11, so of course he didn't listen to me. Crowbait also says, I remember when Blockbuster was just VHS. What a time to be alive.
VHS was very frustrating. I mean, but when DVDs came out, it was so cool.
You had to,
like, I could just skip to a scene without fast forward.
I would always get so mad at my sister because you remember you'd have to rewind it.
Yeah, be kind, rewind.
And then you would come on, and then the final credits would be showing, and then it was terrible. Patrick says, where does Blockbuster come from? I don't know. Let me look that up. Texter says, they still ship DVDs. My father-in-law gets them. He forgot to send one and got a $9 a month late charge for a year and a half. That's awesome.
How they make their money, actually. That really is how they make their money. My friend used to do that too.
They just charge people. The library does that too.
Yeah. Well, the library doesn't charge you to begin with, so that's how they've got to make their money one way or the other. But my friend was really bad at that. She would get Redbox all the time and just keep it for like 3 weeks. So like, whatever it was, kind of started off with like $1.50. She ended up paying like $25 to watch that movie.
That sucks.
DVD plans still exist though. I'm gonna order one.
We should have like an entire review of the process of renting a DVD from Netflix. Because again, I didn't know it was still a thing. Axel, be kind, rewind. You should make that into a shirt.
Well, it is a movie. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie.
Is it?
Rewind. Yeah.
Interesting.
Not worth watching, but it is a movie.
That could be a cool shirt. Be kind, rewind, and then have like a VHS tape on it or something like that. I remember renting the Betamax machines and movies. That's how old I am. Come on, Pecan Pie. No, give yourself some credit. You're still kicking it.
I'm gonna look that up. What does that mean?
I have no idea. But look, you understand how Netflix works, so that's all that matters. You're here just like everybody else, just sticking it to Netflix one at a time, canceling memberships. I was wrong. Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon is still open. Just talk to them. Open 8 to 9. Eric, you are the man. Calling Bend, Oregon, Blockbuster.
What is Betamax? I'm now interested. I'm glad that you brought that up because I'm looking into it now. It's like a different type of VHS.
I wonder how that Blockbuster does. Do you think it's more of just kind of like I don't know what a good example would be. Something that the only reason it's around is for nostalgic value.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe like I would say a record shop, but vinyls are kind of making a comeback. So I feel like that's not a very good example.
Yeah. My buddy opened up it was like a DVD / even VHS like little store, which basically was just nostalgic purposes.
Right.
My brother started selling cassettes too. You get some money off of nostalgia reason.
Maybe, you know what? Let's do it. Somehow we need to convince someone to buy Blockbuster. Make Blockbuster great again. That would be so cool.
Wow.
You're telling me, listen. If there was a Blockbuster that was in like downtown on O Street, you say it was right next to, where's your favorite place downtown to eat? I don't know. Place it right next to there. Tell me you wouldn't go?
Yeah. I'd absolutely go to Blockbuster.
Probably go once a week.
I'd travel miles to go to Blockbuster.
See, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we should make a trip to Bend, Oregon. We'll have to talk to Mark and see if he'd do that. Would you fund a flight to Bend, Oregon? We can go live from the Blockbuster.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I don't know how we would make money off of it, or like, that's not a very good return on investment, I don't believe. But at least it would achieve our dreams. So maybe we could talk to the higher ups here and get that done. Roadkill says VHS beat out Betamax like Blu-ray won over HD video. Oh, okay.
Interesting comparison. Yeah, PK and Pie says the precursor to VHS smaller tapes. Richie Rich says, I remember seeing Vacation when first released on video disc player, basically a giant DVD. Whatever happened to Blu-ray? That had to have failed miserably. Because remember, there were actual, another thing my dad did that I will still to this day never understand. Instead of buying, oh my God, you're just going to get me on a rant now. It was when the PlayStation 3, he might be. There was the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
And it was
play Blu-rays,
which would play Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a PlayStation. So I said, let's get a PlayStation 3 so we can do it. Nah, I want to get a Blu-ray. They were the same price. What sense does that make? Oh my gosh! I eventually ended up getting a PlayStation 3 for like Christmas or something.
Oh,
but
nice.
He had a Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
Like, who has a Blu-ray player?
Were you young enough or old enough, I suppose, for the CD players? Did you have CD players?
Yeah, I had a CD player. CD player was pretty cool. I had Maroon 5 on CD.
How many CDs did you have?
I probably had like 15, 20.
Yeah.
Because there was cool too when the CDs you could I don't even know what the word is. You burn a CD.
Yeah, you could burn CDs.
You put your own music on a CD.
Yeah.
So that's what I would go to iTunes.
Right.
I would buy Nate's Mix. Yes. And I would buy whatever songs I wanted for 99 cents, whatever they were.
That's better than what we would do.
God, iTunes, what a scam that was. Looking back.
That's still a thing, right?
Me and Nick got into a very heated argument about this. If you're still using iTunes, come on. There's no way iTunes is still around.
We used Napster, where you would illegally
and it was cheaper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, completely cheaper. It was free. You just didn't want to get caught with it.
But no, yeah, iTunes was, I think, and then they moved to $1.29, and then Spotify came out. Spotify is cool too because they give you the discount for being a student. They recently just scammed me out of that too. I guess it's not really a scam.
Well, you're not a student.
I'm not a student anymore, so I guess that doesn't really apply in this situation. But Spotify does that too. Yeah, iTunes must still be a thing because we talked to Nick about that.
Oh, Michael in Columbia says, I was overseas and drove by a truck that had a cassette player still in it. That'd be cool.
Ooh,
I remember I used to have my first car, 1992 Ford Thunderbird. Had a cassette player.
Nice,
very cool.
In style. You go.
Not by the time I had it. This is like 2008.
Oh, okay.
LimeWire, good choice, Axel. But anyways, I had this thing that you'd put the cassette player, you would put the cassette in the cassette player or whatever, and then plug it into your CD player, so you could play CD players in your car.
Whoa, back up. What?
Yeah, your cassette player, they'd have this like cassette with a wire to it that could hook up to your CD player, so you could play your CDs on cassette.
So basically like an adapter.
Right, yeah.
Ooh.
It was very cool.
You were cool back then.
That was
you were right
cool,
in style.
I wonder why I didn't have more friends in high school. Really. I don't know what was going on there. I had everything lined up. We better take a quick break and maybe talk sports at some point, but not next. Next is Thirsty Thursday. We'll get Kevin's thoughts on a few sports topics, but I love the nostalgia talk, all the stuff going on. Sure beats me complaining about Casey Rogers. So we'll see where the show goes next. But I know where it's going immediately next. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer of Meyer Cork and Bottle. Time to see what he brought in. Always exciting. That's coming up next here on the Ticket Water Cooler, 93.7 The Ticket. This is on the block, not the Ticket Water Cooler.
Find great deals now on new Rams, Jeeps, and more during Ram Truck